Okay, welcome back to my channel. I'm Derek, as you all know already. And today, same type of video, but this time it's gonna. Oh, I'm gonna be stopped. I'm an idiot. I'm Russian. It's gonna be more Heartstopper. Whoa, shocking! But it's gonna be more Heartstopper. This time I'm gonna be talking more about the secondary characters of the show, and include like James, Harry, Ben, Imogen. Oh my God, and Sahar. So that's what we'll be talking about today. And who should I start with? No, I'm gonna start with James. James is a character. Like I didn't read the book, so I don't know his character in the book. But I know we saw a little of him in at the last episode of the first season. He was more present in this season. He was included in Isaac's story and kind of in Charlie's story a little bit. But he was more present in Isaac's story because he was like a side character who had a crush on Charlie, and from hanging out with Isaac, he developed a crush on Isaac. And, and it's like I guess he's kind of a big part of Isaac discovering who he is because he had a crush on him. He had a big crush on him, and he kissed him. And like Isaac kind of ran off a little bit, but they eventually, I think, kind of figured it out because they talked. Like they talked about it because Isaac thought something was wrong with him, and we'll get to that in another video. But he told him nothing was wrong with him, so that was the gist of his thing. No, that I can't even say that because like I know he was at the party that was at the thing. I believe he was the one that said he did Nick and Charlie want to keep their relationship a secret, and I'm glad he even asked that. But that was his main thing was for Isaac to figure out who he is, and they might bring him in more. They might bring him in a friend group. Who knows? But I want to see that. Next, I'm going to talk about Sahar because she was introduced. I think when the thing for the prom was supposed to be brought up, she was introduced to, oh my God, Tara and Darcy about the whole setting up the prom. Tara, Darcy, and Elle to do the whole prom thing, and that she became part of that friend group. But come to find out, she had a past with Imogen, which I want to see what they do with that. But but she plays guitar. Come to find out, she's bisexual. They me with something else I wanted to say too. Damn, I forgot. But she plays guitar. She's bisexual, and it's gonna be more because it's gonna be more. It's possibly gonna be. It's gonna be more with Imogen. Like they had a past, so they were friends in the past, and Imogen had a boyfriend. Then they stopped hanging out together. But I'm gonna get to Imogen in a second, because I'm gonna talk about Harry next. Me with Harry, like I'm not sure what's in the book, but watching the show, it's like he was homophobic, but I don't think it's in the sense of he hates people. I think he's very immature. He said and done a lot of dumb shit, but he's very immature. It's like I think he just say stuff to I think kind of be popular. I guess I don't know. He's just that person that who really needs to grow up. And I'm glad, even though he was trying to get into Tara's party, that Charlie slammed the door in his face because that apology he was trying to say, it might have been genuine, but it didn't come off like that. It seemed like he wanted to just get in the party. He slammed the door in his face, but he was kind of defending him a little bit after I think after I think got on him a little bit, but he started defending him a little bit, and it was weird. But who knows? I think to me, he it should be some type of redemption. I think he's just a real immature kid, really, that needs to grow up. And now with it, this is what I want to do with Imogen, because like I said, from the first season, what a, I'm saying I didn't. I'm not saying I did not like her, but I guess she was kind of annoying a little bit. Anyway, like, oh, this is gonna come up too. Like, she was so focused on having a boyfriend and obsessed with Nick that she couldn't see right in front of her face that he wasn't feeling it. In because let me how would I say this? No, I didn't like her. Then Nick finally explained to her that he wasn't feeling her like that. I think she probably understand, especially with everything he was doing with Charlie. And at the end of the season, I think she truly understood. But then this season, of course, the whole thing with Ben, and I said to myself, for some reason, no, hold on, before I even get to that, because like it seemed like she doesn't have any real girlfriends, and that was noticeable when they was doing the Paris trip, and she had basically nobody to room with. And that comes back to Sahar as well, because they were friends before, but Sahar said she ended up getting a boyfriend, and they guess kind of fell out a little bit. But I'm gonna get to this, and it make it because I was questioning myself, like, for some reason she's so, I guess, say boy crazy. Because I thought of it, I'm like, if she like only focus on guys, like, do she really know herself? And I just happened to read a article the other day, and I don't know if it says the term was this compulsory heteronormativity or something like that. It's like basically pushing you have to be this if you got to focus on boys and stuff, something like that. I would have to read it again or find the article, but it was like that she's so boy focused. It's like, does she really know herself? And they gave little hints during the season. But it was easier if she was into girls. And then the more obvious one was at the end when Sahar was playing at the prom, and of course you see the lighting around her, and she got that look on her face like, ooh, so maybe she doesn't know herself yet. I don't know if she's bisexual. She could be a lesbian. Who knows? But I want to see where that goes. And finally, we get to Ben. Ben. It's like from the first episode, the first season, you knew he was going to be a problem. He was in a relationship with Charlie. He acted nice when they were alone, but soon as it, I get the thing of people know when he started being an asshole to the one person that would completely understand him. He didn't get he was doing to the point where he assaulted Charlie, and he basically belittled him the whole time. He's a big part of Charlie's story, but he's also part of Nick's story as well. Because when he didn't he wanted to control the situation with Charlie, and he couldn't do that, he would sink to the lowest thing. And he kind of did it. Is different with Nick because Nick and him were basically in the same position. He just Nick was a dick, and Charlie understood that, and that's why they're together. They love each other basically, but he was being manipulative, trying to put it down in Nick's head the whole time and saying certain things to get under his skin to Nick to doubt himself. And that's why I think he put pressure on himself as well. And and it's like for some reason he felt like he was justified in what he was doing because because he was in a shitty place and not real what he's doing is basically is abusive. That's abusive behavior, and he didn't realize that. And mind you, cause I'm going to talk about it later. This somebody else in that same type of situation where he is, where his parents probably wouldn't accept him, but they're not being an asshole to their significant other or somebody they like. And I think he got to a point. He knows his parents won't accept him. So okay, I can understand that, but he don't realize his behavior is what gets him in trouble. Like one point he's messaging Charlie to keep he wanted to apologize, but you kept doing it. Obviously, he doesn't want to talk to you. Then you ambush him somewhere. He apologized, which was probably sincere, but he still understand his behavior. Because the first thing Charlie said, "You remember the first time we kissed?" And he smiled about it. And, Charlie had to be like, "No, you didn't care if I wanted it or not." So when Charlie finally put him in his place, which he needed, and I guess he's not going to be on the show next season, which is good, but he was manipulative that whole time and needed to be put in his place. So like Charlie said, so he wouldn't hurt anyone else. And that was one of the highlights of the show for me because his character his character was a damn menace. And people I know people feel sorry for him. I can't do it. Like I completely understand what he's going through. So because that's happening to you, you put your bag and stuff on something else to the point that is affecting that mental health. No, that don't fly with me. I'm sorry. That's a bunch of bullshit. That does not fly. You assaulted him at that. Because if Charlie was more thing, he probably could have turned him into the police without even happening. But he didn't. And I'm glad he's not getting the redemption arc because he doesn't need it. Let that be in the past and let Charlie and Nick move on with their lives. And I'm happy that happened. And thank you guys for watching. Because I don't know more what else I can say about the side characters. But the next, I should be getting to the main characters soon. But thank you guys for whoever watched, whoever subscribed, commented, whatever. Thank you guys. I love doing this and I would love to keep doing it. But thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Deuces.